All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and start this, and I will wait for Jack as he shows up. Hopefully that's not too long from now. Should be able to, get things rolling here pretty soon. All right. Hey, perfect timing.
Sorry about the wait.
I just started it. Bam!
Perfect.
Both on screen now. And we are live. Alright, let me see if I can figure out how to get to the stream health.
Wes said that he would repost us, by the way.
Awesome.
So I'm going to post real quick.
There it is. Okay, live control room. That's what I was looking for. All right.
Oh,
You ready? You ready for this?
Hold up. Oh goodness, where in the world? There we go.
I'm just getting everything set. It just started raining. Yeah, the weather does not. The weather's out here to my right, but it does not look too good out here, Oren. I don't think it's gonna be a pretty nice day.
Unfortunately, it's been pretty gloomy recently.
It has been, and it's a shame.
It has been.
I can't see
Unfortunately,
any of my analytics here.
I would really love for it to not rain so much this summer. It's been raining like every day. I work at Walnut Creek at this point.
That's tough.
Which sucks because it hampers our the amount of customers we get. I mean, we still did pretty good yesterday, but
That's good.
that's just how it goes. All right. And link this bad boy.
All right. So, right now I know Oren's in here. If anyone's got any questions for us, this is a Q&A stream. This will go on until we reach 7 o'clock. Feel free to, ask away. And let us know what you want to talk about. I guess I'll start off with a couple channel updates. A while back, we did a Google forum about our perception of top 10 Hurricanes players of all time, and you guys voted and ranked them. The video on that should be out tomorrow. The results may shock you. They shocked me a little bit, honestly. My list was pretty. I'd say my list was pretty close to what the actual list ended up being, though.
I mean, I think it was pretty close.
There
was a couple that were like shuffled near the top, but like overall, it was pretty accurate.
Yeah. And so, looking forward to that one. Some more of the 60-second seasons, which I hope you guys have been enjoying. Those have been fun to make. Some more of those have been made. Those will be coming out roughly every other day or so. If you have not already, go check out the video from us water skiing, because that was so much fun. Dude, Malibu Boats, like the boat company that makes the boat, commented happy birthday for me.
They reposted on their story as well.
Did they really?
Yeah.
That is awesome. I didn't even see that.
I thought that was pretty sweet.
That's awesome. And so that was super awesome. Maybe we can do something like that again. Who knows? That was a whole bunch of fun. Thank you, Steve, for the great time on my birthday. Really appreciate
everybody wished Carter a happy birthday.
Oh Lord, I think anyone in here probably already either saw me on my birthday or wished me happy birthday.
Fair enough.
But yeah, I mean, great time. All right, so to some Kane stuff. Let's see what all has changed since last time. I don't think there has not really been too much apart from the Jackson Blake extension.
Yeah. I mean, there's been a little bit of development I've heard some more talk about Marco Rossi recently.
Really? Okay.
I've seen some tweets go out saying that the Hurricanes aren't in on him because Tulski moves in silence. So they're saying, of course, as Tulski always says, is we're in on everything, which
Yeah.
I'm not mad about that. I've also seen some stuff recently about Erik Karlsson and how we pulled away from it when we heard that Pittsburgh would not retain any salary.
Pittsburgh won't retain any salary. Oh, thanks, Oren.
I mean, they're already retaining from San Jose.
Really?
Because San Jose, the original contract is, I believe, $12.5 million, and San Jose is retaining $2.5 million. So Pittsburgh's paying $10 million.
Why don't they just? I mean, I guess buying out Karlsson makes no sense, but Pittsburgh should be trying to tank. Pittsburgh should be trying to get Gavin McKenna.
Yeah, they need draft picks.
They do. They need good ones too.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at the. Thanks, Don. It says happy birthday, Carter. Looking at the Metro this year and in years in the future, honestly, like this is something we have not discussed yet, but do you think there's anybody in the Metro that can compete with us long term over the next 10 years?
I think the only contender that we have right now that's a serious threat is the New Jersey Devils.
And they're just our first round stomping grounds at this point.
And we own them in the playoffs, so it's not like it's been a big deal recently.
Well, I mean,
so
they were pretty hurt last year, but at the same time, that series was not close at all. NHL Network has been doing the series reruns, and this past Thursday was the one from that series, and like I forgot how just badly we manhandled the Devils. Markstrom was the only reason that series was watchable. Otherwise, it would have been like if Markstrom was some average goalie in that series, it would have been like horrendous hockey to watch.
Speaking of Jacob Markstrom, he is a free agent after next year.
Did you see I was at game 1 and I didn't realize how bad. I don't remember distinctly how badly we outshot them, but dude, we outshot them like horrendously.
The first period,
I think we had 38 shots or something like that through 2 periods. Like we were out shooting the Devils by 25 shots on goal through 2 periods.
Yeesh.
That game was so awesome, and it produced the best sounding goal I have ever heard.
I love Logan Stanko.
Stanko's ping, dude. Make sure y'all check out the 60-second season videos because I may or may not have left that audio in, and hopefully the NHL doesn't claim me. But I did leave that audio in there because that ping sound is just so perfect.
It's very nice. I love
Martinook's was good, and I'm pretty sure you were there for that, weren't you?
I was there for game 2, so I saw Martinook shorty.
Yeah, that's gonna be in the next video. Trying to find Jordan Martinook highlights. That is like normally I've been going through and looking for shorts because it's easy to just slap a short or a TikTok or something in there to do it. But Martinook does not have much like NHL official highlighted shorts. It's like I'm gonna have to go through and look at his game logs and figure out what games he scored in, and then go after that and find the goals.
Just look at his series against the Devils over the past couple years. You'll find something.
It was 2023 when he just became like Wayne Gretzky for 5 games and bullied the Devils into submission. It was awesome.
That was crazy. Even in the game we lost against them, he got an insane goal.
There was one where he was like it was the game that we were just like pouring it on them, and there was one where he got it. He was flying down the ice, and you just knew it was going in, and it pinged. It was great.
I think that made it like 6-1 or something. He was crazy.
That was complete annihilation. But I mean, you make a good point. I think the Devils right now, I don't know, maybe we're not giving the Caps enough credit. I mean, they did almost win the President's Trophy last year. But how much of the Caps season was due to everybody playing way above their skill level because of Ovi's goal chase?
Yeah. I think recently, at least, I've seen a lot of predictions. Most predictions have this as their top 4, which I find the 4th one a little bit sketchy. But they have Carolina winning the division next year. And 2nd place, they have the Devils. 3rd place, they have the Capitals. And then 4th place, I think this is a little bit of a like run for your money kind of thing. They have the Rangers. Okay. I think it's between them and the Blue Jackets.
See,
I
The
think
Blue
Blue
Ja-
Jackets are up and coming. They were out
They-
of a playoff spot this year by like 1 or 2 points, I
Yeah, but
believe.
the thing is, the Blue Jackets were as good as the Canes were on home and just couldn't win on the road. Like, I think, you know how the Rangers 2 years ago had everything go right and they just had the best, like their best season ever?
Yeah.
I think that to an extent is what the Blue Jackets were last year. I don't think last year's Blue Jackets are indicative of what they're going to be in the future. I think they've made steps in the right direction. But they also they paid Provorov way too much money. Some of the other stuff they've done this offseason, I'm just not a huge fan of. And
Which is hilarious because it's our old GM.
The fourth spot. Well, you know what? And I heard this from oh my gosh, who was it? Was it Mike Bartner? I think it was. He said that Dom Waddell was just an Eric Tulsky merchant.
That's crazy.
Shout out GMet. We love you, Eric Tulsky. You're the best.
He's the guy. I mean, from what I've seen, talking about Tulsky, he went to Harvard. He's done stuff in chemistry and all this stuff over the years. He's done so much across so many different fields. He's just a really smart guy.
He is.
And of course, when you apply the economics portion of it to it in hockey, like it just works.
I think he is the prototypical future of general managers. You look at the NFL, you look at look at the NFL and then the analytics that have gone into it, especially when it comes to things like fourth down conversions, going for two and all that stuff, and how the analytics have taken over. I think Eric Tulsky is the first start of a wave of analytics coming into the NHL in terms of general managers.
That's if they figure out his process. Just don't let anyone leave Carolina.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, now you're at a point where you got to keep all of your assistants and stuff like that. But I mean, who wants to leave? I don't think any of our assistant coaches are going to be hired as head coaches anytime soon. And why would any of them want to leave? I mean, you're right now in a system that is, I don't want to say guaranteeing you a playoff spot, but let's think about it. Rod Brindamore said in his offseason comments that he wasn't sure this team was going to make the playoffs. And they made the Eastern Conference Finals and finally won a game in said Eastern Conference Finals. Now, granted, we still got shellacked by Florida. And honestly, this series was much worse than the sweep 2 years ago. I mean, if you had to take a pick, would you rather lose 4 games in embarrassing fashion and win a game, or would you rather lose 4 close games? I mean,
it's the problem is that sucked. That year, I was still in high school at that point, and Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Final. First of all, my dad worked at that game because we do PNC, so he was there he didn't get home until like 4 a.m. And I was up until like 3 a.m. on a school night. It was, dude. That was, you know, some people are probably like, oh, that's normal. For me, I get like a lot more sleep, and I always made sure that I went to bed at like 10 on school nights because I was always up at 5. Like,
yeah.
Dude, that night was rough. And especially for it to end the way it did. Like, at least make it go to 5 overtimes if you're going to do that. But let's end it with like 17 seconds in the 4th.
At least you avoided another intermission.
It's true.
I mean, that's the worst part. All right. I see we got a couple people in here. Let me, again, shoot us some questions about the Hurricanes or hockey in general or really anything. I mean, I'm here to answer whatever question you want. So, yeah, let us know what you want us to talk about. We've got plenty of time here. And yeah. This one's for you guys.
I think in other sports terms right now, because this is the new stuff that I've seen. This isn't anything Carolina Hurricanes related, but I was interested to see in the span of, I believe, 2 days, or maybe even 1 day, that Terry McLaurin and Micah Parsons have both requested a trade from their teams.
Those were both today.
Those were both today? Yeah.
I believe so.
Okay.
I don't know if Terry's was. I knew the Terry McLaurin situation was getting far worse, but I can understand why. I mean, he's asking for $30 million, which is a bit high for someone who's already 30. How fast time flies, dude. I could not believe it. When they said that Terry McLaurin was 30, could not believe it. But then again, NFL players start their careers at 23 or 24, whereas NHL players start their careers at like 19 or 20. So my perception of young players is a bit off. All right, here we go. Here's a question. Well, I've got a comment first. Oren, from my desk, I can't see out of my window. The rain covers my window.
Yeah.
Again, I don't think it's raining too bad over here just yet. I don't even think it's raining yet, thankfully.
I mean, here.
Oh, we're getting it.
Oh, you can't see it. It's too bright.
It's all
but
sunny.
It's like my window is completely fogged up right now.
All right, and Andrew Bayard, I guess. I think that's how you say it. Who do you think is a 2C option, trade or internal? Well, I think, let's see, what they're going to do to start the season. I feel like there's one of two ways this goes. I'm going to go ahead and rule out the current option of trading for a 2C right now because it would have happened by now. Rosters are set. Training camp will be somewhat soon. So there's a couple ways this could go. I think the most viable option is they're going to start Kokaniemi at center. We will see how it goes. And he's going to have to put up points. Or be like the most excellent defensive face-off center we have. So he is going to have to prove himself this season very early on. And it cannot be dependent on somebody else having a breakout like Marty Natchez did. Because KK had a decent point total going in to like the third month last year. I mean, it wasn't anything spectacular, but it was good for his standards. And then when we traded Natchez and the Natchez KK Robinson line was gone, that entire thing split up. Yeah. And his point total fell off a ginormous cliff. The other option I could see it being, the second option I'll say, is working Stanko or Jarvis in. I feel like it's more likely that Stanko would be because I feel like they're going to want the first line to be Jarvis, Aho, and Ehlers. So I think I'm going to go ahead and rule out Jarvis being the 2C to start the season. I give Stanko maybe like a 10-15% chance of him being the 2C to start the season. And I mean that you get a trial run with that. The other thing it would be, and this is if KK flames out. If that goes disastrously wrong, you're not going to put Jankowski as your 2C. I don't think he's shown enough upside apart from his shooting percentage to warrant a 2C spot. I think 2C, if needed, will be addressed at the trade deadline because the free agent market for next year is really good, meaning the people on expiring contracts who are not working out deals will be available for cheap. And you don't really have to have a long-term locked up 2C. Right now, a rental would be okay. Sorry, I rambled on for a long time there. You go ahead and talk about what you want.
Oh, good. I found this really interesting, and I know this means nothing. However, I saw this, I believe Storm Report also posted about this, but I think I saw it before him, and then I saw it after as well. So Daily Face-Off does these line combinations for teams. You know, generally, like, they'll do it, like, before a game when you announce your lineup, and it's like, okay, these are the lines that we have. So the interesting thing for the Hurricanes is that they have their lineup a little bit different than I had expected, and I am kind of interested. So you got your first line is Ehlers, Aho, Svechnikov. Your second line is Hall, Jarvis, Blake. They have Jarvis at center. Then they have your defensive line of Martinick, Stahl, Stankoven. And your fourth line as Carrier, Kokaniemi, Robinson.
Who gets... Oh, so Janko gets bumped.
So Janko would get the boot in this situation, and
well,
you'd get Carrier back up on the roster.
You get Carrier back up on the roster. You give KK a pretty short leash because you've got a competent fourth-line center there. I'd see the only problem I have with this is Jarvis is showing so much right now where he's at as a first-line winger. Why would you sacrifice that? Because if you change Jarvis's position, you likely take him from a 60 to 70 point player down to about a 50.
Yeah, and that's the one thing that I really like about Jarvis is that he's that scorer. He's that guy. And as much as I love Andrei Svechnikov, he hasn't really proven that he's going to be that kind of scoring capability guy, except for when he just plays in the playoffs. For some reason, he likes to score. But I'm hoping for, like, in my optimal situation for right now, I think we should do Ehlers, Aho, Jarvis. You have Svech, Kokaniemi, and Blake. for now. Martinook, Stahl, Stankoven, and then you have, I think, like Robinson, Jankowski, and like maybe Carrier. I don't know. You figured it out down there.
Who's the odd man out at that point?
Who would you boot?
Hall.
Oh, I said okay. Taylor Hall. Well, my bad. Taylor Hall, put him on the second line, and then you'd boot Carrier. So then you'd have Hall, Kotkaniemi, and Robinson on your last line. But I think what you end up having is you have Kotkaniemi start on the second line center, and you let him play. You see how he does. If he doesn't do too good, okay, I have an idea. However, it's a little bit outlandish, and it could go very badly. So I don't know if this is something that you'd want to do. However, you have a center that's pretty big. He's got a nice frame, and he's on your roster for the next year. I think if you slot in Jankowski as your second line center with that size, with the frame that you can get in front of the net, with the scoring capability that he had at the end of last season, if he can replicate that, which we did in our other stream,
he will have
we found
far
out
better
that was
teammates.
a 34 goal pace, right?
With better teammates.
That's something exactly with better teammates. So, at the same time, as much as I am like, oh yeah, Jankowski's getting paid at $850,000 a year.
Why not?
Why not? He's that guy. He was a first round pick at one point. He has the frame.
All right, so
you could just try it out.
We got a couple comments to catch up on here. So Oren responded to the question of who do you think is a 2C with Sebastian Aho. Oren, that is not the case. Sebastian Aho is the 1C and will not be moving anytime soon. What about Andrew says, what about moving KK to the wing and keeping Jack as 4C? He meant Jank. I think moving KK to the wing is probably what will end up happening, and he will probably swap with Stankoven.
Is he talking about Jank or is he talking about Roslovic?
No, Roslovic's gone.
He hasn't signed anywhere yet.
Oh. No, he corrected himself and said Jank.
Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't mind picking. Well, no, because honestly, I would still rather have. This is tough to say. I'd rather have Kotkaniemi than Jack Roslovic.
Well, we have the current contract on Kotkaniemi, so
yeah. What about moving and then keeping? I think Jankowski is the better 4C.
Yeah.
Like right now, if you had to do lineups, I'd say the odd man out is probably Will Carrier, which is fine because he has injury concern anyways. And you can swap guys in and out of the lineup. I think your top 6 is pretty set. You've got your checking third line, who 2 of them, and then the third one's kind of up in the air. And then your fourth line can rotate through. It's nice to have the 13 actual forwards because you can, sit one guy out if you need to. And we all know someone will get injured at some point in the season. You just hope it's not one of your star impact players. But now you've got enough of them to where even if you do, I mean, you're not in terrible shape. Last one.
Speaking of injuries,
Svetch's second line all day, in my opinion. Maybe Hall, Stank, Svetch, then put Jackson Blake with the Jordans. I mean, that could work. The problem I see with who does that boot down? Because I feel, let's see, Jarvis, Aho, Ehlers, Svetch, Stank, Hall, Blake on your third line.
Kotkaniemi.
That boots KK all the way either to fourth line or out, which I don't mind that. But I feel like you would have to see something substantial in training camp as of right now to not have KK be your 2C on opening night. Because it's, no matter what, no matter how frustrated we are with the situation, it's still his spot to lose. Because it would take a lot for Stankoven or Jarvis to come in there and immediately be a better second line center than Kotkaniemi, with factoring in replacement value as well. Like, I have no doubt that Stankoven and Jarvis would be better second line centers, but how much value are you cannibalizing by having them play somewhere they're not as comfortable? So that's the problem I have. And then last one, Oren says, who's your favorite player? We'll go back to the other thing in a minute. Seth Jarvis is mine.
I love Seth. I feel like he's got to be my favorite just because he's got the personality and he's got the game.
I was at Seth Jarvis's first career NHL game.
That's sweet.
He signed my
I remember watching his first goal on TV against Marc-Andre Fleury.
He signed my forehead after one of the games.
That's sweet. Okay.
So
Here's
back
a thought,
to this.
though.
Oh, hang on. Here we go. He
Andrew just
something
real quick.
Andrew just
Was
dropped
in
a
relation
lineup.
to the other thing, real quick.
Okay,
Sorry,
go
this
for it.
isn't long. I was just gonna say, what if you took like Logan Stankoven and just did a direct swap with Kokoniemi? Maybe Kokoniemi on the third line.
Ooh. Now you know what? That assumes that would be Svechny, Blake, and
Stankoven on the second line.
Stankoven on the second line, and then you bump. I think Taylor Hall should be on your fourth line.
Well, that's what it would end up doing.
Like I love Taylor Hall, but I don't think Taylor Hall is a top 6 player at this point. And putting KK as a winger with the Stahl line, that's actually a really good idea because he doesn't. I mean, the problem you have with that is if that is the third person on that line will never score. There will be Martinook will get his like, I'm the best person in the world for 5 minutes goals, and then that'll be it. I mean, I guess I can't say that though because even Jordan Stahl had like 11 goals last year.
Yep.
He outscored no defenseman had more.
Well, if you also do that, you're putting Kokoniemi in the position to be the scorer, just in a different spot.
Yeah, and you're doing it in a style that he's better at. So I don't mind that. All right, so Andrew says, Ehlers, Aho, Jarvie, Hall, Stank, Svetch, Jordan, Blake, KK, Jenk, and Robinson. So you have Carrier out of the lineup, which is he is one of, I'd say, 2 guys that could actually get that would actually be the healthy scratch. I feel like the healthy scratch at this point is Carrier or Jankowski, depending on what they do at 2C. If KK is the 2C, Carrier is the scratch. If somebody else is the 2C, Jankowski is likely the scratch. Unless we do what you said. And actually, now that you mentioned that, I like that.
It's not been something that anyone's talked about.
No.
I just kind of like,
hey Matt,
like I thought about moving the stuff in the roster, and I'm like, why don't we just do a direct swap with Stanko and KK?
That's great, actually. Now again, you have to make sure Stankoven is going to be able to play 2C. Matt, Matt, you're in chat. I see that. What do you think about that? What would you think about having Kokoniemi play third line winger, moving Stankoven up to second line center? What would you think about that? I think that's a genius idea. I really like that, actually.
Because he's not crazy good defensively, but if you put him with Stahl and Martinook, that's starting to like grow him there. And if you want to end up putting him, like people have talked about putting Kokoniemi as the 3C replacement for Stahl down the line. If you end up wanting to do that, you're growing his chemistry with Stahl.
This is a great way.
You're getting him to be more like him and then putting him that role later down the line.
Okay, so Andrew says, I like KK on third, but where does Blake go? He's going to be so good this season. I think where me and you are disagreeing is the second line, and I would swap Jackson Blake and Taylor Hall. I think Taylor Hall is good. I think Taylor Hall, if you have to pick between Taylor Hall and Jackson Blake, right now you would put Jackson Blake higher up. And that's no disrespect to Taylor Hall, because again, there are like, this team is probably the deepest in terms of a forward core outside of maybe a Florida Panthers. But I think Taylor Hall and Eric Robinson are your fourth liners.
Having Taylor Hall as a fourth liner is just an insane thing to say. Like watching that goal that he had against Nashville last year, or the stretch pass that he got against the Capitals.
He had a hat trick,
dude. Yeah, he got a hat trick against Anaheim. Like having that dude as a fourth liner, that's insane.
That is insane. And then Eric Robinson, who had a career year last year.
I think he's gonna be poised to take another step, honestly.
Oren says, I'm going to play hockey on Xbox and watch this. Dude, which NHL game do you got, dude? I love the NHL franchise on Xbox. Xbox is the way to go for NHL games. All right, I think KK on the wing would be so much more productive. I think so too. I think KK not have. Well, see, the thing is though, KK's not a half bad face-off taker though. So you lose that, and you know you're, and like no diss to Stankoven. Stankoven's not going to win as high of a percentage of draws as KK would. I don't even think that's up for debate. I don't think either of the replacements are going to have as good of a face-off percentage as KK would. Now, if KK goes out there and scores good as a wing, which honestly, think about it. When he was playing with Natchez, those two did not... Natchez was not the center on that line, but it could lend times to KK to play wing. And he set up some good shots there. I don't think KK is ever going to score a whole lot of goals. But I think KK does have some good tenacity when it comes to winning board battles, or he can. And he can set up some plays, which is why it worked so well with Natchez. And speaking of Robinson, Robinson's pace was outstanding until that line got broken up. We forget that last year, Natchez, Kokiniemi, and Robinson was a top 3 line in the NHL for like over a month.
Crazy to think about.
I know, because now it's 2 guys that were like, ugh. Like, these guys are like bottom of the forward core.
But we're talking about putting Kokiniemi on the 3rd line or your 4th line center. Like, this is not somebody that we're viewing highly.
Well, and again, something to think about, KK is 25. It's not like he's old. Like, there are players that have, like, turned out to be really good later in their career. And it's not like we've also never seen anything good out of KK.
Yeah, he's had his good seasons.
He has. He's had his good stretch during seasons.
That's fair. I think he had one okay season. Was it 21-22? Or was it 22-23?
I don't remember. I think his first year with us was his best year. I think that Kokiniemi can be a serviceable second-line center if he takes a jump, which I think he still could. It's not out.
Oh, it's possible.
All right, lineup here. Oh, NHL 25. Dude, that is a good game. I haven't played it in a while. I kind of got into it too much for like a month, and then I kind of got burnt out. Andrew. Ehlers, Aho, Jarvie, Svetch, Stank, Blake, Jordan, Martinook, Jordan Stahl, KK, Hall, Jankowski, Robinson. So you're leaving Carrier out. Also like Carrier with the Jordans too. Yeah, I mean, it sucks for Carrier, but I mean, it probably is going to be him as the odd man out. But I don't know. I mean, maybe if you're playing like a Rangers, a Panthers, or one of these other teams that loves to hit, maybe you slot Carrier in there and sit like E-Rob or something out. Matt says, I would keep Jarvie in the top line actually and move KK to the 4th line like the new lineup chart says, and move Stankoven to second line center. You would really have KK as your 4C and not your 3rd line wing. I mean, I know 3rd line wing doesn't make a whole lot of sense in some regards, but like that could be it for KK. That could be, this is starting to really pique my interest in terms of where to put him, because I feel like that is such a good spot that no one has given thought to.
I don't see why not. And then you can keep Jankowski as your 4th line center. You don't have to like put him down.
Yeah, you don't.
Which honestly, I think getting him playing time is just more beneficial for the team.
I think so too. I think Jankowski is one of the few guys that is a like score first guy. And even though he's not we'll say the flashiest of players, he scored 8 goals in like a really short time last year. 34 goal pace. I mean, if he keeps it up for a full season, if he goes the same way that he did for the end of the regular season last year, he scores 34 goals a season. That's Seth Jarvis in terms of goal output.
Pretty much. I also wanted to just say real quick, congratulations to Mark Jankowski on getting married.
Yeah, shout out Janko, man. That is awesome.
I think it's a little bit interesting because I was like, I thought when we met him that he was already married.
One more, Drew, not Drew. Yeah, doing technically Drew, but Jalen Chatfield also just got married.
He did.
So congratulations. Basically,
Love those
I'd
guys.
love to see them try it for a game against the Penguins or Boston or some no-name team. I think it's hilarious that we're talking about the Penguins and the Bruins as like the bottom feeders right now. Like, what world are we living in?
A good one.
I like it. I don't mind the Penguins as bad, but seeing the Bruins stink is kind of nice.
Yeah.
Basically, KK is on borrowed time at this point, if that's the official lineup chart that was released. I don't think that was official. I don't think they're going to have official lineup charts until training camp, and even then, with how much Rod loves to shuffle lines, we really won't know until the actual regular season.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we get inclination in preseason, but Rod has also been on the record saying that he hates preseason. He thinks it's dumb.
It's more games against Florida. Yay.
We'll get him at some point, maybe.
Yeah.
So the question earlier was, do we think the 2C is going to be internal or external? I think we've pretty much deciphered this is internal, right?
I mean, the only way that we could determine this is external. I mean, I think this is a good thing to bring up, honestly, because there are three realistic options if you want to go external as of right now.
Yeah.
The best case scenario of the options out there and guys that want to leave would be Mason McTavish.
Tage Thompson?
Well, I'm saying realistic as of right now. If we're going trade deadline, sure, maybe we can consider Tage Thompson. But like as of right now,
oh no.
Yeah, like right now, I'm thinking Mason McTavish. And I looked into the stats a little bit more. I knew Anaheim was not the best team last year, but I looked into, I think it was one of the Anaheim accounts posted like top point scorers from the Anaheim Ducks last year. Mason McTavish was second on the team, only to I forget.
Was it
not
Petrano?
Strom. Sorry?
Was it Frank Petrano?
No, it was one of their younger guys, I believe.
Carlson?
Yes, Leo Carlson. Yeah, he was number one. But Mason McTavish was second, and I mean, I think he had 23 goals and like maybe
you
like.
Want the problem with that? From what I'm hearing from national media, it sounds like the Duck situation was an either or between Mason McTavish or Trevor Zegras, and they ended up shipping Zegras off and keeping McTavish. So it sounds like they're not going to let McTavish go.
Well, they need to sign him because they have the money to do so.
It's interesting because there's only one player going to arbitration, and it's like Nick Robertson or something from Toronto.
The Leafs.
What
about Rossi?
I don't know. I don't know. Has Minnesota even offered him? Has Anaheim offered McTavish? They had to have, right?
I don't know. I think that they've offered Rossi from what I've seen. I'm not sure about McTavish. I know that Rossi was offered around 4 to 5, and I think Rossi wants 7.
Yeah,
so
I don't think he's gonna get 7. I don't think that's a bit high. That's about like Terry McLaurin asking for $30 million plus a year at age 30.
Yeah, but he actually has the right to do something about it because he's played in the league for years.
Yeah, Mason McTavish is a more realistic option. Tage would be perfect to trade for, but Buffalo going to ask for a massive haul that would be unreasonable. I don't know if it's unreasonable, though. Like, think about it. Right now,
the J.J. Peterka trade was kind of lopsided, in my opinion.
Let's think about this. Now Peterka is different because Tage is a wing, is a center, and a good one at that. And on a really
well, it says
contract.
He's a right wing on their team based off of depth charts that I've seen. Yeah.
Huh. But
so I don't know.
You don't think Buffalo would take a package centered around a roster player, like 1 to 2 first-round picks and Bradley Nadeau?
I don't know. It's a really weird situation.
It is, but you give them a replacement. Buffalo's clearly not contending now. So if you give them Nadeau, you give them Jurgen's probably going to bite you in the butt later because Nadeau's going to end up being a good player. But if the Canes are in win now mode, I mean, that's what I would do. But I don't think Tulski is. I don't think the team's in a win now mode. I think Tulski's mindset is, let's make the team good now, but let's not do anything that closes our window sooner than it needs to be.
Yeah. And I think that's why Nadeau is still here, mainly because even crazier than this, I don't even know how this happened. Nadeau is on, like, starting this season, his ELC begins. A 3-year ELC.
Huh.
So I was like, and people are like, oh, you can't leave Nadeau in the minors because he needs NHL playing time. And while I do 100% agree that he needs NHL playing time very soon, we aren't really forced to move him up this year or even next year if we have to. Like, and as much as I say that, it'll hurt his development. We don't have to if we don't want to. If we end up just waiting until Jordan Martinook leaves, I assume that he would probably at this point.
Yeah.
We could bring him up at that point, or maybe you slot him up for Jenko if he leaves. Like, there's a bunch of different options that you can have with that right now. And I think that's what Tulsi loves to do, is have as many options as possible so that he can make the right one when the time comes. Of course, this is what he's done with draft picks. He's done it with his money. He's done it with his prospects. He's done it with his players. So it's just, honestly, there are so many things that you can talk about Hurricanes in this aspect, but you never know what he's going to actually do. So It's very interesting.
I think that, the Nadeau case is interesting. I feel like he could get some, like, remember how Juha Jaska got a bunch of playing time last year?
But then you don't want to make it so that your best prospect is getting hindered in development because you put him in for 5 games at fourth line center.
5 games. That's why they didn't put him up last year, because he's clearly the best player on the Wolves. I don't even think that's up for debate. I mean, he is by far and away the best player on the Wolves right now.
Well, now that Scott Morrow's gone, it's definitely far and away.
Well, I mean, he was better than Scott Morrow to begin with.
Well, I'm saying, like, of course, but, like, Scott Morrow was the other player
Scott
that was
Morrow might actually
be,
like, starting this year.
Really? I didn't see that on a Rangers depth chart that I saw. Not, like, the online ones, but, like, a fan account.
Their bottom 4 is, like... the Rangers' bottom 4 is, like, hilarious to look at. Their top 2
I don't know what they're going to do. Are they going to
Fox
become the next Pittsburgh Steelers in terms of midness?
No, because the breaks are going to come off at some point, because, their best players are, like, 34.
That's true.
Panarin's getting older. Zibanejad is old. Trocheck is old. And Adam Fox, Igor Shesterkin, and Vlad Gavrikov can only do so much.
True.
All right, so we're going to bring this back to the Canes one more time. I think we're going to let's discuss the lineup one more time and what we think it should be. I know this is like beating a dead horse because we've talked about it for so long now. But as of August 1st, I'm switching my lineup. I like Ehlers, Aho, Jarvis. I like Svechnikov, Blake, and Stankoven. Svechnikov, Stankoven, and Blake. I like Martinook, Stahl, and Kokoniemi. And then give me Robinson, Jankowski, and Taylor Hall with Carrier as your scratch. And then in terms of defensemen, I'm just going to Slavin and probably Sean Walker.
You don't think Miller?
No, I don't think Miller wants to play as offside. I think Miller's going to be staying as a lefty. I think you're going to have... I think Ghost and Nicky's your third pair, which means... You know what? No. Back this up. Forget what I said. First D pair is going to be Slavin and Chatfield. Second is going to be Walker and Miller. Third is going to be Ghost and Nikishin playing as offside.
Okay.
And then obviously your goalie tandem is Anderson Kochetkov, which is not going to change.
No, I don't think so. Not until next year. That's a later down the line problem. I would love to see like Rusling and Kashchev like possibly play with us soon, or like, what's his name? F. What is his name? No, not Frolov. No, Miftakov.
Okay.
It's the guy we just got from Russia. He's like 25.
Svech Nadeau first and second for Tage Thompson.
I just don't think we're in that kind of mode right now.
No, that's sacrificing a lot.
That's like saying that you're ready to win the cup this year and not like, and if you don't, then it's you're just done.
Yeah, if Florida didn't exist, I would like that better. But Florida, I don't like the run at that. Even though Tage Thompson does have a couple years left on his deal, I don't like that. Because I think
No.
Nadeau is going to. I think Nadeau has the potential to be a part of the future of this team.
Also, keep in mind, if you get rid of your first round pick from this year, we have 2 sixths. That's it.
Let's be honest. We don't need to draft right now. The players that we're getting now are going to be players that are NHL ready in 3 to 4 years. And let's think about that. How many roster spots will we have open in 3 to 4 years? Other than defensemen.
That's fair.
We might on defense. Our forward core is locked up.
That's probably why we got like Limatov and stuff.
All right, last chance for any questions. I will open the floor for about 30 seconds for you guys to shoot your last ones in before we go ahead and wrap the stream on up.
This is my first time having Mountain Dew Voltage. Pretty fire. It's raspberry flavored, not blue raspberry flavored. It's just raspberry flavored.
Good chatting with you, fellas. All right, I'll give it 5 more seconds or so. All right, guys. Well, thank you for those of you that tuned into the live stream. Had a good time answering y'all's questions. Good chats as always. Very active in the chat this time, which I like. I like ones that are based on community engagement, and hopefully we can get more of those as the season goes on. If we do our live streams during the season, we can get people who are interested in things. Maybe we live stream, during a game or so, and you guys can type your thoughts in there. Might give that a try. Oren, I'm sorry you lost your game of Chell. Sounds like they at least scored 2 goals based on your comments. Hope that goes better for you next time. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching the stream. Make sure to go watch the videos that are coming out soon. Stay tuned for the 60-second season series. That's a tongue twister. And yeah, top 10 coming out tomorrow. Plenty of other content coming out. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Stay crazy, guys. Peace out.